Hello, my name is Dr. Carrie Jones, Medical Director for Precision Analytical, creators of the Dutch test. It's February, and that means we are focusing on heart disease here because according to the CDC, heart disease is the #1 killer of men and women and people of most racial and ethnic groups in the United States. This is a big statistic to wrap your head around. Heart disease is the #1 killer of men and women. Therefore, we at Dutch want to help you understand one of the biggest risk factors and warning signs when it comes to heart disease so you can be proactive. It's high blood pressure, otherwise known as hypertension. When you get your blood pressure checked and you get that number back, you want it to be under 120/80. If your numbers are starting to creep up there and they're becoming 130/85, 140/90, you have hypertension. This number is really important because it's the pressure that's happening against your arteries. The higher the number, the more pressure that could be causing more damage on the inside. By numbers, men are diagnosed with high blood pressure compared to women, but Black men and women are more likely to have high blood pressure that's severe and resistant to treatment. This is why at Dutch we think knowing your numbers are so important. Tests don't guess, right? The great thing about a blood pressure check is that it doesn't involve needles. It doesn't even involve urine for that matter. And it can be done at your practitioner's office, it can be done at a pharmacy, or it can be done at home. There are some common causes of high blood pressure that you're probably familiar with: smoking, being sedentary, obesity, sleep apnea, aging, stress, genetics, multiple reasons. But we at Dutch want to help you evaluate that stress aspect by testing your adrenal output of cortisol throughout the day. We also look at a metabolite of norepinephrine and epinephrine, which are known as noradrenaline and adrenaline. In fact, there's another enzyme, and I was just reading a study about it. It's called 11-beta-HSD. 11-beta-HSD1 activates cortisone into cortisol. And we know that cortisol, much like adrenaline, can play a big role in high blood pressure. The other half of that enzyme is called 11-beta-HSD2, and that's what deactivates your cortisol into cortisone, deactivates. If you happen to have a genetic variation and that 11-beta-HSD2, that means you can't deactivate and you're gonna have more cortisol floating around. They think because of the genetic aspect of it, it could be a reason why Black men and women are more prone to a severe, difficult to treat type of blood pressure because they have more cortisol potentially floating around. And we know that if high blood pressure is left unaddressed or is not treated, it can lead to conditions such as renal or kidney disease, and we don't want that. So this is why understanding your numbers is so important. The Dutch test does do an evaluation of this enzyme to a degree by looking at metabolites known as THF and THE, so you can see that on the test. We also include the free cortisol throughout the day, metabolized cortisol, and we evaluate the markers for norepinephrine and epinephrine known as HVA. When you take all of this together, you could have a huge impact on your health outcomes just by looking at your stress, if stress is a big reason for your high blood pressure. So please take blood pressure and heart health seriously. As I said in the beginning, heart disease is the #1 killer of men and women. We at Dutch want you to live a long, healthy, active life. So know your numbers. My name is Dr. Carrie Jones. Thank you again for watching.